Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is set to introduce over 8 new characters in this story by director J.J. Abrams that will be used in a way in order to benefit many of the characters such as Kylo Ren and Rey in this story. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. So what's really exciting about Episode 9 is that we do know that this movie is going to have a lot of inspirational material taken from Star Wars Legends / the Expanded Universe. From Chris Terrio, by the way, he is really big into Star Wars Legends material, and that's exactly why we are getting a lot of that content being made canon in Episode 9. However, one group of characters that I personally am really looking forward to is, of course, the Knights of Ren. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the set leaks, this is where things begin to get very exciting for Episode 9. Now, specifically, it's described that one of the scenes that were filmed over in Cardington during the month of November of 2018 involved both Adam Driver and 6 unnamed actors portraying the Knights of Ren. It's described to be a scene that takes place on the world of Pasaana, where the Knights of Ren are fighting the Resistance on a desert world and are given orders by Kylo Ren to wipe out the ones hiding on this planet and any of their allies that they are trying to recruit. One of the battle scenes that was filmed involved a Knight of Ren in a hood that wields a large sword-like weapon, then with a wide blade, where it's described that one of the scenes involved the Knight of Ren taking down some of the allies of the Resistance, while also using large grenade-like devices. The sword prop on set was dubbed as Enzo Ren's Sith Sword. It's described that Enzo Ren uses a sword that dates back thousands of years ago, before lightsabers even existed, and that this relic was collected and stolen by Enzo during his time in the Beyond with his other Knights of Ren. It said that J.J. Abrams went through some changes for this particular knight during the rewrites of the film in late 2018. So I want to go over a couple of parts about this. Now, we do know that the Knights of Ren are going to have a prominent role in this movie. They're not going to be like a mere cameo, or they're not going to have like a couple of scenes here and there. The Knights of Ren are going to be big and are going to have a massive impact on the plot of Episode 9, which is great because we do know that these 6 characters are connected to Kylo Ren. We also know that at least one of the Knights of Ren are a descendant of the Beyond, of one of the acolytes of the Beyond, so keep that in mind. Very interesting for sure, and as Vanity Fair discussed a couple of weeks ago, is that the Knights of Ren existed well before Kylo Ren even turned to the dark side, so these guys have been around for a very long time. And with that being said, I want to go over this new character called Enzo Ren. Now, like I've said before in the past, a lot of the Knights of Ren in their names, they're very Japanese-esque, where in this scenario, it sounds more like an Italian name to me. Now, when we think about Episode 9, we do know that the Knights of Ren are really going to have a big role in this movie, and that each and every one of them are going to have a specific and different type of weapon, except for the duo that's, of course, going to have 2 large blaster rifles that they will be using. Aside from that, each and every knight has their own weapon. So this particular, sequence involves the Knight of Ren striking down allies of the Resistance that the Resistance, of course, is trying to recruit, and this is all taking place on the world of Pasaana, which is the new desert world in Episode 9. So this Knight of Ren is using an object called the Sith Sword. Now, the Sith Sword is actually said to be a relic that existed thousands of years ago, before lightsabers even existed, and this is exactly what he's using, that he took and stole from the Beyond from one of the Dark Acolytes. Now, that to me sounds very interesting, the fact that this Knight of Ren has a Sith relic, and it's a weapon nonetheless, and that he's actually going to be using it in Episode 9. Now, this is the character that holds that weapon that a lot of people were really referring to him as using a sword that's very similar to that of Clouds from Final Fantasy, those video games that a lot of people really enjoy. So you can see what J.J. Abrams is trying to do. He's really trying to make the Knights of Ren not only connected to Kylo, but also connected to ancient Sith lore, as well as the Beyond. After all, we do know that J.J. Abrams is all set and ready to explain exactly where the Knights of Ren have been during the events of Episodes 7 and 8. And that is, of course, is that they were on a mission on, of course, in the outer part of the Beyond itself. And they're actually on a search to find the middle point, which is the location of the origins of the dark side and the Force, as well as the galaxy. So Episode 9 really has a lot going for it when it comes to all these different reveals. This character's new name is rather interesting. This object, this weapon if you will, even, you know, I gotta say, really intrigues me a lot more now about the Knights of Ren. It makes me more interested in them and what they have to offer and exactly what kind of alliance they're gonna have, you know, with Kylo Ren. We do know that at some point in time in this movie, the Kylo Ren character, portrayed by Adam Driver, is going to have some form of conflict with the Knights of Ren in the third act of Episode 9. Does that necessarily mean that they're going to actually fight each other? That's a big question open on the table for discussion. We'll have to wait and see. But other than that, guys, I'm very excited to see what the Knights of Ren are going to do in the film, and I would love to hear what you all have to say about this below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.